everybody. Welcome back to the OJ podcast. I'm Olivia. That's Jamie. And today we're talking about the Azerbaijan GP, Baku, if you will. And I had a fun weekend. How about you, Jamie?
I had a great weekend. Great.
I've just been, living my best life, you know? Great weekend. It's been okay, honestly. I would have preferred the race to go a little differently, but I had fun. She did not. So, we're good.
I think almost all of my favorites didn't, well, one of them did, I would say. Didn't do the greatest. So.
I mean, I'm sitting happy. I feel, my favorite driver did.
Yeah, so you're fine.
I was okay with her. Yeah. It worked out for me.
Okay, so let's get into Friday. For once, I did not watch any of the free practices live because they were at 3 a.m. and I'm now in school. So.
Really?
No, and I've been sick all weekend, so that also has not been helping.
That's why her voice sounds kind of like death.
Yeah. I am George Russell.
You are. That's also why she's gonna be chugging Gatorade throughout this.
Mm-hmm.
The power to keep her going.
Yeah. Free practice 1. We obviously start off talking about the paddock kitty. Her name's Matcha.
I love that cat.
And everyone loves her. So.
Oh, my favorite theory about this cat is that the cat was there when George Russell was not. Therefore, George Russell clearly turned into the cat because there's no other.
Well, remember one, I sent you this, one of my favorite, F1 artists who does funny little things. She did it where Lando thought it was Oscar as a cat.
That was funny,
That one was good.
I got onto the George side. I actually think Oscar works better as cat. However, for the sake of my enjoyment, the George bit was funny.
Yeah.
So I accepted it and moved on.
My next...
It was the, the BuzzFeed Unsolved where it was I've connected the dots, you haven't connected shit. It was with that as well.
My favorite, this was just, it made me giggle. I don't listen in at all when it comes to free practices, but I have the driver tracker, not tractor, tracker, and Oscar's on board as, what I watch. And it was really funny because one of Oscar's cameras was upside down. And I was just every time it cut.
Mess that up?
Every time it cut to that camera, I was just that's funny. So McLaren started off. They started off the weekend bad. They were trying.
They had a time.
They were trying to hide so they didn't get fined. They were trying to hide the fact that they accidentally left a cover on Lando's car. They were standing in front of the camera because that's an unsafe release, and they were standing in front of the camera trying to block it, forgetting that they're just gonna use his onboards and watch it from that angle.
I didn't even think about that, yeah.
And they didn't say anything over the radio. Lando just came back. So, and then immediately after, Oscar starts having power unit problems.
They were having a time this weekend.
So,
is what I have taken away from everything.
They started off real strong. Luckily, there had been some debris on the track, kind of stuck into the curb, and there was a red flag, which allowed for
is that the rubber? Where the rubber thing came from? Yeah.
Yep. Which allowed for
it all kind of meld together.
Oscar's team to figure out the power unit problem, and he actually didn't lose any time because they got the car working again or figured out whatever by the time he went back out. Um, Oscar, or not Oscar. That's the one above. I already read that one. Alex loses his mirror. His mirror just went, whew.
Yeah, what was that? How do you mess up?
They tighten it too much, or they keep it too loose, like either or.
What do you think?
George smelt some burning. He said probably from his brakes.
George was violently ill. Well, not violently, but George was quite ill this entire weekend. And he sounds like literal death.
And this red flag was really long. It probably took a majority of free practice 1.
Oh my god. The red flags this weekend, in general, were so much until the race. Which is fine. It's like
nothing happened, yeah.
Had interest. Like after quali, I thought it would be like carnage.
Yeah, I also did too.
And it was not.
But everyone got themselves.
The one thing that happened though, so.
So while they were clearing up like the debris and stuff, they did those little like driver profile things where it gives like fun facts about them. And once again, I think we've seen this before. Lando's like desire is to have a dog, and I feel like everyone knows that Lando wants a dog, like badly. And so the commentators were joking about it, being like, you know, I feel like his McLaren salary should be enough to get a dog. And then they were just like,
wants the dog, he should get the dog.
And then they're
like, you can pull a Leclerc and just bring your dog everywhere.
I do understand where Lando's coming from not getting a dog, because, well, I guess it's kind of confirmed now, like officially confirmed, but like my brother, he's on the road all the time, and he can't have a dog unless he has a partner who can take care of the dog. And Maggie and Lando are pretty new, like kind of new into a relationship. Lando said in the Vogue article that it's only been like a year that they've been like really together. I didn't read it. That's what I heard on TikTok. But like I do understand why he doesn't have a dog.
I'm just not interested in the wag stuff. But if you want a dog, my logic is get a dog and pull a Lewis and hire somebody.
Yeah, I think it's more he would have to pull a Lewis and hire someone to take care of it. But anyways, otherwise they said that someone should buy Lando a dog for Christmas.
Aw, thank you.
And that was pretty much free
practice. I see him with like a really big dog.
Really?
Like a huge, like.
No, he's
like
a small
German
dog.
Shepherd or something.
No, he's a small white dog. Small white dog.
Want to go like crusty?
Yup. Yup.
I don't know about that.
Or he's gonna follow his best friend and get a Dachshund, just like everyone else.
No, but Lando seems like he's the guy. He's kind of small. He seems like the guy who'd be like, I need to get a tough dog to like look cool, and then just leaves like a Rottweiler.
No.
Yes, I could see him with the crusty dog too, but
he would have a crusty dog. Only crusty dog.
Like,
anyone I can see with a big dog is Isaac or Yuki.
Like small dog. Yuki would. I don't love small dogs.
And I think that's your problem
so
here.
Maybe that's where the bias is coming from.
But the rest of free practice 1 was boring.
Boring?
So, yeah. Lots of people are going into the runoff all weekend, which tends to be a theme. In free practice 2, they started thinking the mediums are better, the better tire over the softs. So for like qualifying and stuff, and we kind of do see that in qualifying. So, and then Lando hits the wall, slightly damages the car, and has to crab walk his way back to the pits. And he's out for the rest of the session.
Mechanic did so much work this week.
Yeah. And then immediately after Lando hits the wall, Oscar does the same exact thing. He doesn't have any damage, though. He goes back to the pits to get checked, but then he's free to go. And then Ferrari was somehow on top for free practice 2, which was a little bit of a shock. Free practice 3. That's when it was windy. We saw that in qualifying too. Charles was having some oversteering moments where he just kept going off. Lewis into the runoff. Gabby into the runoff. Everyone was trying to make the softs work. So they were really, really trying to get those softs to be the tire. Oscar called Ocon a bloke for kind of impeding him. He said, "What is this bloke doing?"
Funny comment. I think it was during practice, but I don't remember what it was. But it was something super Australian where I was like, you couldn't block that one. That was uncensored Oscar.
Yeah.
Fully embracing the Aussie.
Pierre was complaining about his thumb hurting when he hit the wall. Like, tapped it.
Wait, say Pierre again.
I can't say it, and we're not going to talk about this. I can't say it. Because R's are hard for me. Yes, we've gone through this before.
Have we? Oh.
And that's why I keep just giving up and saying Gasly. I can't say it. Because R's are really hard. Because you say it.
That's how I feel about T's.
Pierre. See, that's not, like...
Oh, you said it right there.
Yeah, but I heard you. My brain, like, Pierre. That's, like, how I think I would say it.
No, but, like, that's me with, like, T's. You know that.
Yeah.
It's, like, Atlanta versus Atlanta, or, like, button instead of button, or whatever. It's hard. Yeah.
Leclerc just continued to keep tapping walls.
All weekend.
And then it was back to the McLarens being on top with Max. Which is how I thought the weekend would go.
Oh, Jamie, you did okay at predictions, though, at least.
I did do okay.
I did so bad. I thought, I texted Jamie going, I am not confident before this weekend even started, but I did the McLarens, because Jamie and I talk about what we're doing, and I did Charles, because he is a good...
I did the same thing, just the opposite McLaren on top.
Yeah, I put Lando on top, she put Oscar, but I was like, I had texted you, I went, I don't feel confident in this at all, because this is a track where, like, crashes could easily happen. And I think I even texted you, I'm like, I could see the McLarens taking each other out, which did not happen. But, like, we were talking about, like, how we did not feel confident in McLaren this weekend, and boy, was our instinct correct.
Fun facts to everyone, we are so sorry, we are the ones that jinxed Oscar.
It's all our fault!
It's both of ours, in different ways.
Oh my god, it's so bad.
I was rewatching Oscar in F2 this week in Baku, which has been brought up a lot, and I literally made a TikTok showing him sitting sad after crashing and went, Oscar doesn't do this a lot.
1 minute, I'm going up to when I texted you, Oscar could still crash tomorrow. Like, it's in writing somewhere in our text thread.
I think she said it at least 4 times this week. She has been manifesting an Oscar crash since Lando crashed. You have been manifesting, and you can't say otherwise. This is all she talks about. And I'm like, I was like, no, Oscar's like the least likely person to. He's crashed only 3 times before in F1. And it's a weekend. It's a weekend. Anyways, I'm going to start talking about qualifying while she continues to find this. Q1,
Heck, too much, Jamie.
once again, was very windy. Immediate red flag from Alex hitting the barrier. And I went, well, there goes my fantasy team. 'Cause, of course. Oscar and Kimi did not have times due to Alex hitting the barrier. They went out later, so they weren't able to set a time.
I can't find it. Whatever.
Putting my sad head
back.
Polly. Then red flag went away. Oscar was finally able to get a time. Kimi was not, because he had gone over track limits. So still Kimi doesn't have a time. And then another red flag comes out from Nico Hulkenberg when he went into the wall, but he limped his way back to the pits. So
this is not the track where you don't want to have a time.
Yeah.
You need to get a time. Quick.
And so Kimi doesn't have a time by this point. Eventually he gets the time. And right as it hits 0, we have Gasly going into the runoff, which technically causes a red flag, even though there's already a red flag because the session has stopped. And then, 2 feet away from Gasly, Colapinto goes right into the wall. So there goes both of them.
Funny. I'm sorry, Alpine is such a mess. Their car is pretty because it's pink, but it's such a mess.
Yeah, and so the order from last up is Albon, Gasly, Ocon, Hulkenberg, Colapinto, which is a kind of typical group. Alex can be there, but he most likely is not.
He usually, I feel like, makes it into Q2.
Yeah. Then we get into Q2. Isaac goes into the runoff, but is able to get back in, so it was only a yellow flag for, a little bit. Another red flag as Ollie hits the wall.
He barely touched it, is the thing.
Yeah. We are on our 4th red flag, and it is only Q2.
A lot.
I'm actually watching this live. Olivia is not. And
oh my god, I have a story for the podcast.
Go for it.
I full context for this. Okay, so I work as a swim coach, right? And I had early morning practice while I was there. And I told Jamie to update me, which I'm glad she did, because I had my watch on, so I would just kind of get peeks of what was going on. And my watch was vibrating constantly, because Jamie was texting me constantly. But anyway, Jamie's giving me updates on quali, and there's a fight. I never gave Jamie this story in the pool. I told her there was a fight that I had to break up for. That was about it. It was these 2 little girls, because I was doing the second youngest age group, and they're sisters. I didn't know they were sisters at this time. Mm-hmm. And I sent them to do a 50 free, which is down and back. And they stopped at 25, so either they misheard me or weren't paying attention or whatever. But I was like, come on, screaming-ish, coaching voice. Mm-hmm. Come on back, it's a 50, And they just start yelling at each other, yelling, screaming across the pool. So I run over, because I'm like, oh my god. And I see them start clawing and punching each other. There were scratches. I totally lied to a child. Because she asked, are there scratches on my arm? And I went, nah, you're good. Total scratches on my arm. But they start, punching each other. So I'm immediately send them. Anyway, this was at literally 8:10 in the morning. I woke up at 7:15. I had been up for less than an hour when this fight broke up. And I had to break up an 8-year-old and a 10-year-old from a physical altercation. And it was so stressful. And while this is happening, Jamie's going, oh my god, this person crashed. Oh my god, this person And I'm sitting there oh my god. That was my morning. It was very chaotic.
Yeah.
That was a lot for me.
Yeah, that was a morning, because I was up at, I think I woke up at 6 a.m., gave myself 30 minutes, watched the pre-show. Maybe it was 6:30. It was probably 6:30. Watched the pre-show, got into it, because that's when it started for me. So it was really early for me, too. I was actually watching it out in the living room. My roommates heard me giggling.
Did you wake the other 2 up?
Yeah. One of them heard me giggling. The other one didn't wake up from me giggling, but...
Which one woke up?
Ella.
Oh, really?
But she was already planning...
Is she a later sleeper?
I don't know. I can't figure it out. She was already gonna get up early, so it was fine, because we were gonna go to the farmer's market, so...
I missed the farmer's market. That was fun.
But... Ollie's obviously red flagged. They have to get it out of there. I love seeing Oscar with his emotional support fan, as I call it, because...
He's been calling him that since the beginning.
Oh, yeah, it's his emotional support fan. Because, I don't think I've seen any other driver, really have a fan with them. Maybe a couple, but Oscar definitely runs warm just based off of how his car is set up also, so he has an emotional support fan to cool him off. But then Charles kind of goes off into the runoff when everything starts off fine. I said the Mercedes are doing well now because they were struggling a little bit.
It was cooler this weekend,
yeah.
So that was probably why.
Oh, 100%. Charles's lap got deleted, and then Charles hits a wall. This isn't the official one. He does hit a wall in Q2.
Yeah, I remember that.
Hamilton is out. He tried for a better time. They tried for the medium strategy, and it just didn't go well. Like, the softs ended up...
whatever strategy Ferrari thinks they should do, they should just
do the
opposite.
And then we have Fairman, Stroll, Bortoletto, Hamilton, and Alonso out. And we get into our top 10. I'm at this moment where I'm like, oh my god, the Red Bulls, all 4 Red Bulls are back in Q3 again. It's happening again, guys.
Whatever upgrades they brought to their floor, I think it was their floor, like,
I think
clearly
so,
have
yeah.
done something decent to it.
Whatever they did during that summer break, life-changing.
I truly think it's the
Life-changing.
Byron Christian Horner effect.
Yeah. They gave Menkes, like, 2 races.
The sun started shining a little brighter. You know, the birds started chirping a little louder. They started frolicking more. You know? Yeah.
And this is where things start to get crazy in Q3. So, George kind of goes off into the runoff. That's fine. Whatever. He gets back on track. Charles is into the wall with the 5th red flag because it started, like, sprinkling. So it started getting wet. He goes into the wall. Because of this, the only 3 people that have a time are Carlos in pole, then we have Liam and Isaac. The only ones who were able to get a time before the red flag hits. And then they start talking about Carlos could get a pole because it's raining. Because since it's raining, everyone else has to go slower. Which means he's going to have the fastest time.
Timed it perfectly.
Yeah. And they're allowed to go back out. Obviously it was raining. Oscar's in the wall. 6th red flag. And this screws over, like, everyone. Because no one was able to get a time before Oscar went into the wall. And they only have 12 minutes. And it takes them at least, like, 2 to get their outlap. And so it's like, they're losing a lot of time.
I was in a rush yesterday when I was watching Quali afterwards too. I had to do other work when I got home to watch it. So it's red flag after red flag, and I just start needing to fast forward through the red flag bit because I literally don't have the time to sit there. So this was very inconvenient for me personally.
I think I was, like, kind of texting you more. I think I was just so in shock at what was all going on. Because, Oscar has to be in 9th because he can't be in 10th because Charles hit the wall first. Charles hit the wall first, so he has to be in 9th. Lando at the moment was in 8th. Like, if he didn't get a time, he would have been 8th. McLaren feared another red flag, and this was kind of their downfall. McLaren...
it was a valid fear, though.
It was a valid fear. It was their downfall. They feared another red flag. And so they let Lando go first out of everyone. And so Lando gets his time. He's in 2nd. And right now, I'm like, oh my god, Carlos is getting... it's Carlos. What? Huh? And then comes in. We then get George in 2nd, pushing Lando back down more. And I'm like, oh my god, this is crazy. Then Kimmy comes barreling in at second. Gets even crazier. Then we get Liam in the mix. And then the final moment of Max getting pole and ending the top 3 as Max, Carlos, Liam.
I was so mad, by the way. This podcast is Liam Lawson haters over here. We do not like him.
No.
And I found out that my household is also Liam Lawson haters. Because we all got irrationally angry about him being in third. I did not need Liam. If Kimmy was there, thrilled. I don't care.
Mm-hmm.
George there, preferable. You know, Max in first. Am I happy about it? Not really, but I'll take it, you know? Acceptable. Liam Lawson in the top 3? Like, really? Liam?
That whole top 10 order is absolutely
It's so
bonkers. Because Kimmy outqualifies George. And they're 4th, 5th.
Second time this season.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And then we have... Who was 6th?
Yuki.
No, because I thought Yuki... No, Isaac split the McLarens. So, yes. Yuki was in 6th. Then we have Lando in 7th. Isaac splits the McLarens in 8th. And then we have 9-10, we know, is Oscar and
God.
Charles.
Side note, the drivers using Yuki as a comparison is so sad, but, like, fair at the same time. Have you seen that? I think Lewis was like, yeah, even Yuki made it in, I think. That could be fake news. And then after the race, Lando was like, I was struggling even to keep up with Yuki, so it could be, like, a car problem. And I'm just like, Yuki, no.
Yeah. Yeah.
Losing his seat, and everyone knows it.
And then, in my opinion, probably the most interesting part of the race was the start.
It was pretty good.
I don't, like, after a while, I then was like, okay, scrolling TikTok to see everyone's reactions. So, fun fact, everyone. I don't like parties. I'm not much of a party person. I went out last night. And this is my downfall. I went out last night, so I didn't get to bed until 1 a.m. because I am a good senior and brought all the freshmen home that I know that I was out with. And so I didn't get to bed till 1 a.m. In my sleep-deprived brain, thought the race started at 7 a.m. Like quali started at 7 a.m.
Mine started at 7.
Luckily, I like watching pre-show. So I set...
Is that why you were up?
Mm-hmm. I set my alarm for 6 a.m. because I like watching pre-show and I know it's an hour long. And fun fact, I realized this while in my car today. I had woken up at 5:30 a.m. and I was a little sleepy, so I was like, I'll sleep in until my alarm. But before I went back to sleep, I scrolled through Instagram. And I was a complete idiot. 'Cause...
Did it say?
No, as most people should know, the driver's parade is like for 30 minutes before the race. I was watching videos of the driver's parade at 5:30 a.m. And I didn't think anything of it. Anything.
I started texting you right as the race started. I just assumed you would be awake.
So I was awake. I was wide awake. And it wasn't until Olivia goes, Oscar's in the wall, where I go, what? What are you talking about? The race hasn't started. And I open up F1 TV, see the race is live, open it up to Oscar going into the wall, the replay of it. And I go, heart drops, I'm sitting there, I'm like in my bed, in absolute shock.
what I first text you though is, what was Oscar's start or something like that?
Yeah.
And I go, Oscar's in the wall.
Yeah.
And then Jamie goes, what?
I started freaking out. Luckily, they did enough replays of the start that I didn't really start from the beginning. I just started where I was what, 6 minutes off in the first place. I wasn't that far off.
You were pretty live, yeah.
So I just kept going live.
They go into the laps anyway, where it's like 4 laps.
So
like, you're fine.
So we have the start. This would have been even crazier if I was actually watching it live, because I watch Oscar's onboard, so I would have known that he false started. I would have saw him go into the wall first. Like, I would have known these things before Olivia, but I didn't.
The one time I'm in the know.
Yeah. And so Oscar, as he said in his interviews afterwards,
really funny.
I was panicking.
I pulled it up, the receipts.
So Oscar, he says this in his interview, he thinks he just anticipated the start too much, like he was just on it too much. And so he starts. That causes his car to anti-stall, which means he needs to figure out the gears himself, which is what caused him to just not be able to start as well. Fernando, I don't know why, was watching Oscar instead of watching the lights and reacted to Oscar. And also false started behind him, but then had to swerve around Oscar because Oscar obviously couldn't get started right away. Oscar falls back to 20th. He is gaining. He starts gaining for those first few turns. Like,
I think he even goes up. Like,
I think he got back up to like 15th by the time.
Yeah, he goes up.
He goes up really far.
He went into the wall after.
And then, as he says, he thinks he just didn't expect the dirty air to be as bad as it was. So when he braked, it didn't get enough grip. He locks up his brakes into the wall. Pretty much the exact same thing he did in qualifying. Like, that felt eerily similar. Exact same way.
So, anyway, so I text Jamie that I called it, because I did. I've been talking to Jamie about this for the past 4 weekends, about how he's due to false start. And then I text Jamie, Oscar loves walls this weekend, because he does.
Oh, yeah.
This is true.
He kept brushing them.
And then the announcer man goes, nobody had Oscar crashing on their bingo card this weekend. And I text Jamie going, I had it on my bingo card. Because I did.
I was so confused when you said that, because she watches on ESPN, which is Sky Sports, whereas I watch on F1 TV, and so we have different commentators. And so I was like, what are you talking about?
Yeah, anyway, there was also, anyway, the guy said it on his bingo card. I have the ability to watch it on F1 TV, obviously, because we share an account. I don't, though, because my downstairs is so much better for watching races, because we have, like, a projector, so in the basement set up, like, a movie theater. Mm-hmm. So, like, the cars are, like, they're big. It's like, it's a huge projector. So it's like, I get to watch, like, it looks cool. So of course I'm gonna watch the better option TV with, like, a sound bar and everything. Like, why wouldn't I? Anyway, also on that opening lap is the Haas and Sauber. I think they
Ocon and Hulkenberg hit each other.
Yeah.
That's my next note.
Oh.
Don't worry. I'm a good note taker. Because I wasn't as interested in the race after. I was interested because I wanted Isaac to do better than what he did, and I wanted Lando to kind of do better.
Struggling.
I was very iffy on my Lando.
Well, you want the Oscar driver champion.
Yeah, so that's why I was iffy on my Lando. Because I was like, I want him to do better because I want McLaren to do better. But also, I don't want him to do better because then he gains...
For the sake of my fantasy team, I needed Lando to do better than he did because Oscar crashing took a lot of points out of McLaren. Then Lando didn't do good enough to give me more points.
Yeah.
And so...
So
got crushed.
both Ocon and Albon pitted under the safety car. I don't know why Alex did it. Obviously Ocon did it because he had some damage from hitting Hulkenberg. Did George overtook Kimi at the start of the race? I'm fairly sure.
Race, but it was a few laps in.
And
I can't remember if it was. I think it was a team order, but I'm not like 100% certain on that.
Well, eventually, at the restart, Kimi then overtakes George again, so they're back to switched to Kimi in front. Yes.
Oh yeah, George overtakes Kimi, I think.
In the start before Oscar's
George
crash.
falls back.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry, I forgot that off the race start. I finally figured out how to do the onboards. So I got to listen in, and George was dead silent the entire race.
Man's throat was hurting.
I know, but it was kind of funny because his engineer's just like babbling at him, and George is like,
he had a respiratory infection. Like, let the man be.
Like, it made some sense. You sometimes hear his voice and you get jump scared and you go, George, what are you doing here?
Yeah. All of the videos from the driver's parade are so funny, especially Oscar telling Charles, being like, "Oh, I saw what you did and I wanted to do it too."
Twins.
And then, oh my god, that was so funny. And I was like, "Oh, father and son again." And then we had Lando also had a horrendous restart. Horrendous. Which causes Charles and Isaac to get ahead of him.
It was not good.
Yeah.
He overtakes them both, though.
Lando overtakes Isaac quite quickly. He wasn't having problems with his car. He was doing something weird that allowed Lando to get past so easily, whatever. Oh.
I'm just reading through our text and we go, if Lawson gets a podium, we're gonna be so mad.
I realized it in that moment and I was like, no.
Liam was not getting, listen, we might have accidentally manifested Oscar getting a DNF this weekend because it's totally our fault. We've been talking about it for weeks now.
Yeah, it's
that
our
he was
fault.
due. And then specifically yesterday, I was talking a lot about how he was gonna like probably crash potentially.
I said one of the top 5 was gonna crash. And I said it was either Charles or Oscar.
We totally accidentally manifested it. It's worse for Jamie because I'm at least not rooting for Oscar. But I was like, he's due because he's on such a good streak. Like, I think he has the longest now, right? Of like finishing races.
No.
Or he did. He was close.
He's 3rd for points finishes, and he's 2nd for longest amount.
Okay, still, but that, in my brain...
Lewis has them both.
Ever. You're eventually due for a crash. So I was like, okay, like, one of these upcoming races this season is going to happen.
Yeah, but it's the...
I'm so sorry.
It's...
We used our manifesting magic to get Liam to drop, though. That's what matters.
It's the problem that... Oscar, I have a stat sheet. Oscar has only DNF'd a race 3 times. He's DNF'd more, but they've counted it as in, like, he did enough laps that it didn't count as, like, a full DNF. He DNF'd 3 times in his rookie season. All 3 times, it was involving another driver. I can't even remember. It was a couple of years ago. I would have to rewatch it. So I don't know whose fault is what. It is the fact that this is the first time Oscar has DNF'd due to himself.
Like, fully himself.
Yeah. Which is absolutely devastating. Devastating.
Gotta get that. You know what? It saved me a lot of complaining. Because I live with an Oscar hater. I didn't hear a peep about Oscar after
I bet.
I did laugh. I did find it very funny though. The image of him sitting on his phone watching the race later. So it worked out.
We have decided that every
That was
drive.
the only safety car this entire.
That was
race
insane.
Is wild.
That was absolutely insane. But me and Olivia have decided that Oscars should not, or not Oscar. Drivers should not be allowed to go back to the paddock after they crash. They should be forced to sit.
No, they need to sit there and give me.
They should sit in timeout and think about what they did.
They need to understand their mistakes. They need to know.
Because these past
and reminisce with their phones watching the race like peasants.
Because these past DNFs, first Charles and Lando, and now Oscar, have been the greatest things ever.
Oh my god, the shots of Oscar walking back through Baku afterwards, just like walking past clothing stores in his full race suit, are so funny.
So funny.
Like, please give me more of this. Mm-hmm. This is what I want out of my sport.
Sometimes they need a little bit of humiliation. Yep.
I know what you're saying.
I'm not even gonna keep trying.
Humiliation and humbleness.
That's the same thing, kind of.
Yeah, whatever. I get what you're trying to say.
Anyways, let's get back to the race. After Lando takes back his position from Isaac, then Lewis takes the position from Isaac. So Isaac's down to 10th now. Weirdly enough, Alex is the first one to pit for a hard tire, and like that lasts him to the end. I think it did help him actually. He was in 11th. Yeah,
because everyone else pitted behind him. He had a good window.
He was in 11th. He ended up in 11th, which, 20th to...
I thought Gabby got an 11th.
Mm-mm. Unless it changed around... I thought he was far enough...
Penalty.
I thought he was far enough ahead with his penalty.
I don't think so. Yeah, it's Gabby and then Alex.
Okay.
Then Ollie, actually.
Ollie also got very far up.
No, I think that was the right call for the back of the pack.
So how he got that 10-second penalty was Colapinto was coming out of the pits, and Alex hit his back end, which Colapinto spins, and my brain was like, yes, finally, another safety car, yes!
He got it moving.
And then he got it moving, and I went, aww. And it would have been a little bit more fun because that would have brought Max back into the pack. Maybe there could have been more of a fight for first. No.
I just am reading through our text, and it's us just hating on Liam. There's a big chunk of just, I swear, for getting a loss in podium. I refuse for this to happen. Carlos, Max, whatever. No Liam. And you're like, this is great, but no Liam. We're just hating on him, which fair. There was a lot of DRS trains. I think we kind of skimmed over that.
Everyone was there was gaps between certain groups, but they were groups. It wasn't like a bunch of cars spread out. No, they were groups.
It wasn't like Monaco, where it was like everyone stuck behind the racing bulls. It was like 3 or 4. Yeah. What lap are we on in your notes?
I don't know. One sec.
Okay.
I need to make sure the world knows that the Brewers are division champs.
Oh, okay.
The Cubs must have...
They clinched playoffs.
They clinched, but the Cubs must have lost today because the Cubs also clinched playoffs a while ago. So.
I think the Red Sox are still in the hunt, but
yeah,
we've
they
had
are.
A rough couple weeks. Our star play, we interrupt this regularly scheduled F1 program to bring you baseball news. Basically, our best player, Roman Anthony, got hurt and is out for a while, and ever since he's gone, we got worse, which is not fun. But we're still in the wild card, but
you're pretty close to falling.
Yeah, there's like 4 teams around the same amount of games, and we're in that pack.
Mm-hmm.
So who knows? I really hope we get in because I built my predictions around the Red Sox doing well.
Yeah,
in
you
one of our
did.
earlier podcast. Yep. This is before injury, but still.
But I don't know what I don't write down the laps. When do we talk about Alex's penalty or when Alex hits someone? If you're looking back. Okay, whatever. Obviously
We talked a lot about the DRS train and how Kimmy or George need to take Liam off the podium and that Kimmy needs to get out of Europe to do well.
Nice. Oh my god. So when Liam goes to pit, or no, Kimmy pits first. Because these two are for third and fourth. Kimmy pits first, and then Liam pits the lap after. Liam gets out ahead of Kimmy just barely. Just barely. Eventually, Kimmy is able to pass Liam. So Kimmy is back up kind of like by George. I think he's right behind George. I don't know how that happens. But then, well, I might have skipped a lot here because it kind of got boring.
I think you did. Yeah, so the George and Kimmy stuff and the Mercedes switch is before the Alex thing. Like right before.
Oh.
The Alex and Franco. So, and that's around when Oscar's watching it. It's fun.
Yeah.
So yeah, Franco, so they make the switch, they bring Kimmy in.
Mm-hmm.
I think that brings Liam in the next lap.
Yes, like I just said.
To try to protect, and George decides to extend. Around that time, Alex was also called in, or no, he was coming out and was trying to pass Franco. That's when the Franco hit happens, where he spins. We're both like, safety car? It was not a safety car. And then I said, he, slowish pit. Say thank you, Franco, for the nice pit window. Because I thought everyone was coming in.
Nope.
So it was a 10-second penalty for Alex for causing a collision.
Yep. He takes that like a champ.
Yeah.
A champ.
Well, kind of was his fault, let's be real.
But I'm saying, like, he was able to really get back up.
Yeah.
I think this is also around the time where they start talking about, like, George is kind of catching to Carlos. What's happening there? Which
I really like Carlos, but all my joy for midfield drivers doing well immediately just gets thrown away the second George is in the mix. I'm like, no.
Yeah.
Yeah, you feel the same way though, let's be real. Ish. You have it less so because you have a pretty promising, like, driver potential champion.
Yeah.
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 Anyway, I was on ESPN and they would not show it take on Liam, and I was very mad about it. So that's a big block of time.
I saw it quite a bit. I think they replayed it like 3 times.
They might have, and I missed it, but I don't think so. Yeah.
The next note is Lando. So, I don't know what else we talked about.
Sorry, I'll go a little bit. So they start talking about rain a bit, which I don't think it ever actually comes. But there was rain for a little while that was predicted.
I kind of saw it when they showed one of the team's radars. I kind of saw it going around, so I wasn't ever expecting it that much.
Yeah. And then anyway, we then start complaining about how Kai is going to win the fantasy league this week because they have George and Max.
And Mercedes.
Yeah, no, their team was actually, like, stacked. Let me pull it up for a second, because it was crazy, but we start complaining about that because they did great.
Kai has Max, George, Isaac, Liam, Gabby, Mercedes, and Sauber.
They had a great week.
Stacked. Absolutely stacked.
And I complained that I lost Oscar, so my McLaren cushion of points got messed up. And Jamie's like, I'm doing fine. But we're both like, Kai's gonna win. This is annoying.
Yeah. Kai destroyed us.
And then Jamie goes, oh, Oscar has my ×2 and it's negative.
Yeah. Oscar actually didn't do as much harm as I thought he was gonna, though.
Really?
It was only -38.
So not the worst, but not good. I guess it's probably better than him crashing from pole.
Nothing will ever beat my Silverstone on how bad. Silverstone.
It was terrible.
I was -25. I didn't get points. I lost them.
Who did you have? Again?
Here, let me go to it. This is absolutely terrible.
So funny.
Terrible. Like, I'm not that bad at this usually, like with my team. But I changed some things around. Usually I'm 100 or above. So, except this weekend also. But my problem was the Racing Bulls. Because I had Isaac with my ×2 at this point, and that gave me -40. I then also had Liam, because we know what happened at Silverstone. Not a single rookie did well. So Liam gave me -18. And guess what team I have as a car? Racing Bulls.
Everything on Racing Bulls, and they let her down.
And my Racing Bulls were -35. And the thing is, the problem is why I put everything on the Racing Bulls, like, I think I switched in Liam this weekend for the first time, was because they actually qualified really well. But then it freaking rained. And everything went out the window. And anyways.
Oh, back to the race. This is another fun little side note for the podcast. They showed Max's picture for the one when he set a fastest lap, and his face was so goofy. It was a terrible picture for them to choose for poor Max Verstappen.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that might have been for something else. Maybe they were showing his onboard. But it was a terrible picture, and I need the world to know that he looked like a goofy idiot.
Oh, Ella saw some of qualifying and just kept calling him ugly. and then said he was Kylie's type.
I mean, no. That actually sounds really mean. I don't necessarily. Never mind.
I don't like.
Max isn't ugly, but Max is definitely Kylie's type.
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah. Anything else before the Lando situation? Before Jamie starts to crash out even harder?
1 minute. All right. Lando did 34 laps on mediums, is something I'm talking about.
Yeah. Which.
Nope. All right.
Which I called the McLaren magic. Because McLaren knows how to keep their tires. That's just the thing. Like,
I think it's a combination of their car, but both their drivers are very good at keeping their tires well managed as well.
So, Lando.
We were not pleased.
Lando goes into pit, and it's the same side again they struggle with. The front left, they did not get it on correctly. And he had a 4-second pit stop, which caused him to be back down in 7th. He was up to 4th or something.
They had timed that window perfectly to where he would be getting up in front of Liam's DRS train.
Yep.
Or like what would become Liam's DRS train. They had it. And that guy cannot tighten a stupid screw or whatever.
I don't know if they've changed mechanics. Okay. I've been seeing clips of, like, Max Futrell because he watches all the races and reacts to them live. He had to walk away when this happened because right before the pit stop happens, he's like, if this happens again, I'm gonna have to walk away. He walks away because that happens. He comes back and he's like, this needs to be talked about because this is the second weekend in a row. This is actually, I think, the 5th time this season.
Oh, it's always on Lando's car.
And I don't know if it's specifically that front left is weird on Lando's car and isn't the same as Oscar's, or what. Or if it's the mechanic. They use the same mechanic.
The thing is, right, is that it's becoming, like, a legitimate thing that is ruining his driver's championship thing. Because this would have been a great like, he took some points out of Oscar, but this would have been a way better opportunity to take off more, because there is a decent difference between 5th and 7th. Like, that's a few more points. And then that also, if you're out of the DRS train, that gives you the ability to potentially go up and attack Kimi.
Yeah.
Like, you have the tire advantage. And, I mean, does it happen? You don't know. But if he's out there, he at least has a chance to fight more, potentially get up into 4th. That takes more of an advantage. It's actually hurting his driver's championship perspective, purely because they can't change a tire. And I think it's ridiculous. Because, yes, bad pit stops are a part of racing, but this should not be repeatedly happening, regardless of team, regardless of who's doing it. If this was happening to Oscar, I'd feel the same way, because it's single-handedly, like, it's just tanking his chances. It's not fair to him.
I don't know if they need to fix that front tire, like the bolt or what, or if it is the mechanic, but I would think they would have switched someone out. They would have changed positions.
It's confusing. I don't understand why they can't, but again, like, it's fine. Like, it happens to everyone, like, once in a while, but it's happened to him so many times.
And it's like, only 2 races ago, well, it changed last race, but only 2 races ago, they had the same exact time for both of them for a pit stop, and it was the fastest all season. It's changed now. Oscar got the fastest one last, back in Monza, but, like, that was only 0.01 seconds faster.
Yeah, if that's the difference, even if it's, like, 1.97 and 2, like, I get all the margins count for racing, but at least then it's, like, competitive still. Having a, like, 1.9 for one driver, and then having a, like, 9 second, like, that's a different, like, you are actively hurting race pace. He had a tire advantage that he couldn't capitalize on, because once you're in a DRS train, it's really hard to go past people, because everyone's getting that speed boost. And especially, I don't know what magic Liam Lawson has in defending people behind DRS trains.
Well,
but he's apparently really hard to pass.
I think the problem is he was defending Yuki.
Yeah.
Sorry, Yuki.
I realize what you mean by that now.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And also, Yuki and Liam are 2 of the drivers who don't look where they're going. So, like, trying to pass them could be a race that you don't finish, because they don't care. They will just careen into you.
Every time Lando tried to pass Yuki, I was stressing the F out, because I was like, we cannot have a McLaren double DNF. No, at least one of them needs to finish. I had no faith. I had no faith in Liam or Yuki to not do that. But after Lando's pit stop, that's when Yuki pits. Yuki gets in front of, Yuki is in the front of this DRS train. He gets in front of Liam. Liam eventually passes Yuki. So then Lando catches up, and then...
That was a pretty quick pass, too, because Yuki's tires weren't warmed up.
Yeah, they weren't warmed up. And then Charles and Lewis switch under the contingency that if Lewis doesn't catch Lando and the ones, like, in front, they were supposed to switch back before the end of the race. Lewis had a lapse in judgment. He does apologize for this lapse in judgment and did not do that. So Lewis stays in...
Anyway, around this point, I get really hyped about George getting P2. And I just...
There's more interesting things happening. No, that doesn't even happen. Wait. You are way too early. I didn't even talk about his pit stop.
No, this is when I start talking about it, though, Jamie.
Before his pit stop?
Yep.
Of course. Of course.
And you get really mad about it because you didn't want to move Mercedes on your wall.
It's still not moved yet, but yeah. No, that Mercedes effed up. It has no floor. That car wouldn't work if it was a real F1 car. Floor gone. Yeah.
Vanished.
I hate the Mercedes car with a passion, Legos. It sucks. It falls apart so easily. It's awful. But what was I gonna say? Oh, I was gonna say that, like, Charles also didn't care that much about Lewis not letting him back. He's like, it's P8. I don't really care that much. He would have gained, what, 2 more points. And so George pits, and they had a speedy pit stop. Not the speediest, but they had a speedy pit stop, which allows George to stay out in front of Carlos. And pretty much
very happy about that.
The rest of the race is kind of race. Not much changed. There was a big P5 DRS train, and that was pretty much what was covered for the rest of the race. They actually for once showed the first driver crossing the finish line, because sometimes they forget to do that. So we actually did see Max cross the finish line. There was a chance Lando got really close to passing Yuki on the last lap, but backed out of it in the end.
I thought he was about to DNF, honestly. I thought Yuki was just going to hit him. I was like, oh my god.
Luckily,
it's honestly not worth it.
Luckily, the greatest part of the whole weekend is the Carlos podium. Especially the Carlos podium at a Williams before Hamilton gets it at a Ferrari.
Oh my god, the sick amount of joy I got out of him podiuming before Lewis is probably not healthy.
The amount... So I had a TikTok that, like, also reminded me. We have had a Carlos in a Williams, a Nico in a Sauber, an Isaac in Racing Bulls before a Lewis in a Ferrari.
Oh, I get such sick joy out of it. You have no idea. I like Lewis.
I
like Ferrari. I don't like how they treated Carlos.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Yep.
And at this point...
You know, it's funny, I think Carlos in a Ferrari, because this car is actually pretty built around Carlos from what we were reading.
Mm-hmm.
Probably does better than Lewis most of these races, too. I don't want to say they made a mistake, but I think they...
Yeah.
Anyway, I love Carlos and Williams. It's all unicorn magic.
Yes, it was the unicorn.
Yes.
It was the unicorn. Interviews afterwards were kind of normal. George sounded like he was on his deathbed.
Oh, the driver's room was fun.
The driver's room was fun. They talked about Max went, "Carlos, do you have a new mascot?" to the unicorn.
Max is on the memes. He doesn't want us to know, but we know.
They talked about Oscar for a little bit, and they were all kind of like, yeah, that kind of makes sense that he did that. They were talking about the dirty air also. And how the track is not forgiving.
No. The podium itself, though, as a George fan, was really funny, because you could tell that man wanted to be...
George wanted to be gone.
He literally, like, walked away from everybody else and being like...
I need to go lay down.
I'm like, poor George.
He needed a
Carlos
nap.
was so happy, though. I'm not even that big of a Carlos fan, but I was so happy for him. His running Also, Max like leapfrogged the entire like podium, like or the entrance area after the race. With Carlos zooming over to Williams and everyone being so happy, and Alex being there.
Alex actually watching the podium was the craziest thing ever because we don't see that happen ever. Like Gabby didn't watch Nico's podium. We didn't see we didn't see Liam watching Isaac's. Like this does not happen. And there's Alex.
They're friends.
And I was like, oh my god, I love this.
Aww.
This is the greatest thing ever.
It's just a big deal for Williams, though.
Oh,
and
yeah.
I do think Williams is a team to watch. Because they're keeping the Mercedes engine, right, next year?
Yeah.
They have the Mercedes engine, which everyone is expecting to probably be the best.
Okay.
They have...
I feel like there's some rumors we should go into on that.
Oh, yeah, we probably should.
With that...
We stole so many Ferrari people.
Mercedes purposely started the rumors that the Ferrari was really far behind on their 2026 car.
I respect this
causing
so much,
not most of them to go to Mercedes. Most of them went over to Audi or Cadillac.
Anyway.
And I feel like I don't trust anything Williams says now, so I don't trust that they're the best engine. At all. And I'm saying that as a McLaren fan. McLaren takes their engine. I don't trust them. Don't trust them.
Oh, you shouldn't. But there's other stuff that has come out, and granted, it could be rumors, they're spreading, to where they are expected to be about 20, Mercedes is expected to be, as a car, like 20% better than the next person. Like, in terms of, like, things. And that also could be a rumor, though. I don't know.
That's a little far-fetched.
So, like...
That's a little far-fetched right now. Very far-fetched.
Let me get back to my dominance era. Thank you.
That's like... You can't say that now. You can't say that kind of stuff until they have their testing. In my opinion.
The FIA says some... I don't, again, trust the source. I don't know what the source was. But the FIA says that some cars are, like, nowhere near as ready as, like, other cars and stuff.
But my brain automatically goes to, like, the bottom. Alpine.
Yeah. Cadillac, honestly.
Yeah. No, Cadillac's probably a lot farther ahead. They don't have to worry about this year. All they have to worry about is next year. What?
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Audi, I think would be fine.
I think they have a good shot next year to do decently.
I
think they have a good foundation.
But yeah, I wouldn't really trust anything that anyone says when it comes to comparing other cars to each other, because it's like, it's all insider whispers. Like, they're not going head to head in any sort of way just yet. Like, it's all... You don't know.
I just want to win. Okay, I need the Mercedes team to win for my enjoyment. Also, I think that means I likely have the opportunity to get more merch because I cannot find Mercedes merch anywhere. And I want it. And I think the better your team does, the more likely you are to find merch.
That's just Mercedes' fault for not targeting America like McLaren and Red Bull are.
Please target America so I can buy stuff. I want to spend my money on you. Please.
I was going to be, if I found something at TJ Maxx, I was going to brag so hard.
You should. I went to the mall today. Not specifically to search for this. I just wanted to get out of my house. But I was taking little peeksies around. Nothing. I found a ton of McLaren and Red Bull merch.
But they're trying to target the U.S.
I just want
it's just circumstantial
jacket or something
from where we live. But
worst part is it's just tariffs, so I can't even ship stuff to me.
Don't even get me started. Don't even freaking get me started. Why is a helmet that's supposed to be $56 $100? Why is my sweatshirt that's supposed to be $74 $125?
That's absurd.
I wanted Oscar merch, but I was holding back to wait for him to get a podium again, so I got a discount or an extra keychain like he has been doing. I just was holding back. And then I didn't even realize when the tariffs were supposed to be put into place. And before Oscar could get a podium again, when I was thinking about getting it, the tariffs were put in place, and I went...
Listen, if you're gonna do tariffs, don't do it on us little people who just want F1 merch. Like, please stop.
And as an econ major, I'm crashing out about tariffs in many ways.
We can't get too political, unfortunately, but...
It's not really political when it's the truth.
You're right.
100% of the tariffs are going on the consumers, not the suppliers. 100%.
And we know that, because that's basic economics.
Yes.
As someone who doesn't even understand economics, I know that. And I also listen to experts. But
I just want my F1 merch.
Right?
And, like, neither of us live in, like, big city, like, we don't live in big city areas where they have, like, the F1 stores. So we can't even go get them. I don't even know. Where's the closest F1 store?
I think there's one in Boston. There's definitely a cafe in Boston, but that's like 2 hours from me, which doesn't sound like a lot in Midwest distance, but it's a lot where I am.
That's absolutely nothing.
Also, Boston just sucks to drive in. Like, it's awful. I don't want to do that. But, like, F1. Let's see.
Okay, none of these are proper.
Mercedes has stuff on sale right now, but it's still so expensive because of tariffs and stuff that I can't even capitalize on it. Yeah, the closest one is in Quebec.
That's probably the closest one for me, too.
For official time, yeah. It is what it is. Honestly, though, it might be cheaper for me to go buy it in, like, Canadian dollars, because that would be...
Yeah, but whatever. Who's your driver of the day?
I mean, the obvious answer is Carlos, but and I want to give it to Carlos, because he had such a smooth operation on the racetrack. But, like, George moved up significantly further, and Carlos went down. And also, George is my favorite driver, and he's very sick. So I'm going to give it to George.
Just to be different, I want to give it to Max, because of how far ahead he was.
He had a very good race.
And he grand slammed it.
I think everyone gives it to Carlos, and Carlos does deserve it, because he had a podium.
Yeah.
And I think that's fair. But if we are looking at the math, which Jamie loves to do.
I love it.
Carlos lost the space, and George went up from, like, 5th. So, you know.
Yeah.
What was your favorite radio? What happened?
Welcome to my bed, everyone. My MacBook died. And I don't want to climb behind the desk to plug it in. So, we're on my bed now.
Guys, technical difficulties. Or, more accurately, Jamie was so scared of the radio question that she just stopped.
As I was going to say, there wasn't many radios. Like...
No, they weren't great. I wonder where that cut off.
It didn't really cut off because the video started recording as soon as my MacBook recharged. So.
Oh, perfect. Okay. My favorite was Carlos celebrating. I feel like that's a decent one. He was so happy.
Yeah, I don't know.
There wasn't any good ones during the
race. There wasn't any funny ones pretty much the entire weekend. I think the funniest...
Honestly, I think they were just focusing on not crashing.
Like, the funniest one was Oscar calling Esteban a bloke. Like, I think... Oh, yeah. Kind of like Fernando, like, fully giving in to his 5-second penalty. He's like, yeah, I was watching Oscar. I get it.
He owned it. I respect
he owned it immediately.
Yeah.
And usually he's so argumentative.
I know.
So
he did false start though. Like there's no excuse.
Yeah. No. That one, yep, that happened.
Also, I'm so guilty of doing that in swimming, where like, I'll like, if someone else. No, have you? I remember when I was younger.
Oh,
right?
when I was really little.
No. So we were at this meet, and they said take your marks, and then for swimming there's a light and a beep, beep, right?
Yeah.
They said take your marks, beep, and none of us dove in because we were all waiting for the chain reaction, I think, of someone else jumping off to go in. Because at that age, you're so worried about false starting.
I guess, but usually at that age, they kind of let the false starts, you know.
We were too old to do that. We were like 11 or 12. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh my god. Like, I remember.
And this was when I was, like, around, like, I was qualifying for, like, New England meet, like,
yeah,
like, regional meets, and, like, pretty big meets. Like, I knew better than to wait, and I still did. So I feel like it happens to everyone.
No.
You good? What? Jamie!
One sec. I remember when I was, like, really, little, like, one person would fall in and you would fall in also.
Yeah.
That's, like, about it.
What are you looking at?
Where the frick? Oh, okay. Never mind. Never mind. I almost crashed out for nothing. It's fine. Everything's fine.
What sport? Wild?
No, IMSA. Everything's fine.
Was that women's hockey?
I said IMSA.
Motorsport. It's the long race with Liam and Brett.
What? Liam? Logan!
I always do that. I always do that. Okay, guys. Liam Lawson looks like a Logan. And Logan looks like a Liam.
No!
And I have been doing this for months. I know that.
No. So, if everyone wants to know this, so fun fact about Jamie today, I've been having a bad day when it comes to sports. Obviously, the race was terrible. And then, I don't even watch football, but I kind of pay attention to it. And I root for the Packers, because I'm from Wisconsin. And they were winning. It was 10-0 the entire game, until the fourth quarter, when it was 10-13 it ended as, against the Browns. And then,
it makes you feel...
right after that happened, we got the Brewers losing to the Cardinals 1-5. Right now, the Wild, it's preseason, so I don't really care that much. The Wild are actively losing to the Jets. The Lynx are now tied with the Mercury. We'll see how that goes. But I also have been watching IMSA because I really like Fred, Logan, and Oscar. Like, I love these three. And Logan and... I do. Logan and Fred are now racing together, with Logan now being a part of IMSA. And so this is their first time. And they race in different series, or different categories. So they technically both could have gone first. Fred did. Fred's team got first in their... they got first overall. They were the fastest overall. Logan, I was watching it in the beginning, and so they switched to Logan being the driver, and Logan gets it where the car is in 5th place in his category. He gets back up to 3rd, and then I stopped watching because I needed to do other things, because I am a busy woman and I am constantly doing things now. And I go look back, and all of a sudden they switch drivers, and now they're back down in 9th. And then they switch back to Logan because Logan's the fastest driver, and so they wanted to end with him. And Logan gets him back up to 8th, but he couldn't do much. Anyways.
Jamie's gonna crash out. In other news, Boston sports have not been doing great today either, so I think it's just a bad day for us. Well, I had a good F1 day, but bad day in terms of, like, sports teams overall doing. Because, like, the Bruins lost, but I don't really watch that. And the Patriots lost, but from my understanding, we should have won, but we kept fumbling the ball at the 5-yard line. To the Steelers, too. We lost to Aaron Rodgers. This is devastating. And then the Sox haven't played yet, so I don't know yet. But, yeah. I
Anyways,
don't like gluing there. Yep.
that was our
Anyway, I think
podcast.
that's it.
That
Yep. I
was.
hope you enjoyed.
Are you doing it or I'm doing it? I thought I was starting to
It's
do
your
it.
job. I was like, I was gonna be like, I hope you enjoyed the chaos, because like we got really off topic quite a few times.
Oh, we did. But that's because
Yeah, it's okay.
Jamie's had a week. A week. She's gotten 2 like 15-minute long voice messages of me describing just this week.
I enjoy them, so it's okay. But my reaction's always like, oh my god.
Anyways, that is our podcast. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I haven't been posting that much, but that's because Jamie is busy and Jamie hasn't been able to edit things. But that's fine. We still are posting the races, and I should be posting this next week with everything until we go to the Singapore Grand Prix, which I'm totally scared of. That's like a scary race. So scary.
At this rate, Singapore stresses me out because it's so like.
And they're gonna have a sprint race there next year, earlier in the day when it's warmer, and they already get sick and overheated.
They got rid of the Brazil one, right? For that one as well.
Brazil's fine if it's a sprint race. They don't get overheated and stuff.
No. But they got rid of, I think, Brazil for Singapore.
Oh, maybe.
Sprint.
I didn't pay that much attention.
I think that is a terrible choice.
I agree.
Brazil is the best track.
Well, subjective.
My favorite track.
It's just Singapore should not be a sprint race. Singapore should not be earlier in the day when it's warmer.
I don't know if Singapore should even be an F1 race if it's that dangerous to drive. But whatever.
But yeah, we'll be back for the Singapore Grand Prix. So tune in for that one. And like and subscribe wherever you're watching this. And also go follow us on everything we have of social media. We have Instagram and TikTok for our short form content. We have the podcast goes out on both YouTube and Spotify. YouTube, we have been starting a series where we are adding other things that aren't podcast related.
I'm so glad you brought this up.
So go watch that.
Start the Oxford Dork Austria agenda with us, everybody.
There should be another video about that up soonish. And then also we have Twitter, Blue Sky, and Threads where Olivia just likes to chit chat. So go follow over there to hear Olivia's thoughts and opinions about things. And it will always be at 2OJ Podcast, 2OJ Pod, or OJ Pod, because once again, people stole our stuff. And so see you guys next time. Bye!